Hey everybody, welcome to Workforce Gaming. I'm Brad, here with Doug.
Hey.
We were sent a code for Mothered, which, if you follow us at all, there was this weird time, I think it was like last September, October, where Doug
Oh,
just wanted to talk nothing about about anything at all except for
yeah.
Mothered in the series this is in. So it's
Yeah.
something that I've kind of kept my eye on. It's coming to, I think, everything. I played it on PlayStation
Yeah.
5, but it's coming to consoles now. And because Doug wouldn't shut up about it, I was like, okay, I have to try this. I have to try this. I have to try this. Doug loves this. Doug.
Yeah.
And I had a little bit of experience. I played the Enigma Machine, which was the first
Mm-hmm.
game that the studio made. And Mothered, you
Mm-hmm.
kind of hinted at, was like, oh yeah, no, this is a very connected thing, like all this stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm curious because the basic premise of this game is very odd. Like, it
Yes.
does not seem like there's much going on. It has very much that, like, kind of weird indie horror startup where you're like, okay, something fun, so some scary's gonna happen. 'Cause basically, the story setup is you just had surgery,
Yep.
and you're coming home in your father's car. You get home, and your father's like, oh yeah, just go inside, grab this, come back. I'll see you on Thursday.
Yep.
And you go in, and your mother is a mannequin who talks funny.
Yes. Yeah.
And that is the setup of
It's
this game.
yeah. It's a cool setup. It's a weird setup because I think I'd mentioned this and when I was talking about it, it just feels like, all right, I've seen this indie game before. Let's see what you got. And
And
it's
and you're expecting weird haunted house, like, oh,
yep.
parents are crazy, whatever, like, oh, I have amnesia. Something. It goes places, and it is so good.
Oh, I'm so happy you like it. I actually didn't know. I don't think I was so
I don't
afraid
think
to
we ever
ask you
actually
like,
talked about it before.
did
Yeah.
you like it, Brad?
No,
I
I
don't
very much liked it. I actually ended up
Oh,
playing it in
awesome.
almost one sitting, like up late at night one night, later than I should have, because I was so
Yeah.
invested in figuring out what was happening. And then
Nice.
I kind of felt like the ending was weird. And then I was like, oh, okay, there's another ending. So I went back the next day, played through. You got to play through about a third of it again to get to like the super secret ending. Did
Yeah.
that. Even better after you do that. But this game is great. It is so cool, so unique. I don't even want to talk much more other than the basic premise,
It's hard. It's hard to talk about, isn't it? Yeah.
but there's some weird things going on. And there's just a lot of like, who are you? What is this
Yes.
world actually doing? Kind of the first day, the mother mannequin kind of gives you this tour and's like, here's the orchard I go to try and feel alive after all these things have happened. Here's
Yeah.
this barn up there. Don't you ever fucking dare go to that barn.
Yeah.
There's a graveyard over here. We don't talk about the graveyard over here. So
Yeah.
it does like all these like really good story hooks. And then as you go
Yeah.
through the week, you kind of slowly make your way through there as different things come to pass.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like that. I like that it's just not that mannequin horror game at all. Like the mother being a mannequin is not the scary part.
No.
I think some of this game has some of the coolest scares that it does just via text. It's the scary part is not the mom as a mannequin. That is just an unnerving part. I would say the quote unquote like scary parts that aren't necessarily even jump scares are just like you'll read a block of text. I don't even want to ruin the one block of text, but we'll talk about it afterwards. But there's like one line in this that just like sent chills down my spine. That happens. I think not that far into the game. But I really liked. I love how weird this little universe is, and like you said, it's like you said, it just sets that nice plate of like here's all these different things. As the story continues and gets a little bit weirder, the thing I like though is that it all stays. It feels like at least it stays within universe. It's not like it just goes totally cuckoo bananas and nothing makes sense. It's like
Yeah.
actually no, this all fits within the logic of the universe.
Yeah, and again, having gone back and replayed part of it because I wanted to get that secret ending, even that initial car ride, like when the game loads up,
Yeah,
there's things there that are paying off later on. So it's like, okay, this weird thing that happened, like, oh, that is directly mentioned here, the mother and father's relationship. Some of these other pieces that comes back later, and you're getting hints of that from that opening scene. Because I think you're right. I think in a lot of games like this, you get the like, but in that door is where the alien is, or the graveyard's full of zombies, like that kind of thing. And that's so much not what this is.
Yeah, or it steers so outside of it's like you're figuring out what the box this universe is in. And it's I like that it all makes sense. I mean, not everything, but it's a game that seems so surrealistic, I'd say, at first. But once you actually understand what's going on, it's like, oh, actually, no, there's like a very clear thread of what happened here. And those are always my favorite sort of horror games, where it's like, I do like, I like Silent Hill stuff. I like stuff is always open for interpretation, blah, 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 blah. But I like when a game feels like it's going there, but no, actually, this is all within the boundaries of what we're setting up so far.
Yeah, and it doesn't go out of its way to be a horror game. That horror just comes from the unnerving feeling you kind of have playing it of, hey, meet me over here.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But what's over there? You told me not to go there. Why am I going there? Or you have a brother character who's just in his room, and like if you try and knock on the door, it's like he will not respond to you. He will not respond to you. And then it's like, go talk to your brother. You're like, I spent 3 days and he hasn't responded to me. Like, what? Okay, I'm finally gonna like that type of stuff where it's just like these little things where it's not jump scare, it's not like gory, mutilated, whatever. Like it is pure tension horror, pure anticipation, and it builds so well. And it does a good job of really creating a world in like 2 hours. And that's the thing where it's 2 hours long. I think is about how long my playtime was, and you get the feeling of knowing this world, where it's going, what these characters are trying to do, why they're trying to do these things. You get all this stuff, and I mean, the first half hour, you have no clue what the hell's going on. So, I mean, you're doing all of that work, and it's just, it's such a cool thing to see from a game this size. And again, I think it does some world building better than a lot of big old AAA games. It does. It does some of these intense scenes, like you're saying. There's just lines of dialogue that just hit you, and you're like, whoa, hold on. What?
No, I was just curious if you were thinking about trying to, from this point forward, there's still, Echostasis in the future and Echostasis Prologue. Are you thinking about like going back into that? I don't think there's any plans currently for those to come to console. Like, are you interested enough in this world that you like might try that PC version of the DLC and might go look at Enigma or Echostasis Prologue, may go replay Enigma Machine, any of that stuff, or no?
At the current moment, no.
Okay.
Between my PC being an old piece of junk and weirdly inaccessible at many times with setups of our housing situation, probably not. But the second they come to console, I am there in a heartbeat, because that is easy and accessible for me. I love this world. Enigma Machine, I think, didn't quite have the same effect on me. I wasn't quite as all in on that. This one felt
it's not as good. Enigma Machine is just straight up not as good as this game.
This one felt very much like that Uncharted 1 to Uncharted 2 jump, where you're just like, this is what you were going for. This is what you wanted to do. You wanted to do this. You tried, and it's good. I like Uncharted 1, but this is what our intention was. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's super interesting. I absolutely love it. I almost wanted to go back and play through again just to kind of pick out pieces, which doesn't happen to me very often, where I want to play through a game again right afterwards. But it has so many interesting. It feels like it goes different. Like there's paths that you're going on, but there's not. Yeah. But it very much feels like I could like, I'm not gonna do this thing. What are you gonna do about it, game? And it's like, and it's just, well, you're gonna sit there until you do it. But it very much feels like it's trying to give you that feeling of like, there's choices here, but you're gonna do it. I don't know. I really like this game. It's so cool. I will say the gameplay felt a little awkward on a controller.
Sure.
You have to hold. You walk around, but in order to interact with anything, you have to hold L1 down, which will bring up a cursor to kind of select things.
Oh, interesting. Weird.
So it's kind of got this like half step between it, which again, the first like 20 minutes, I was like, why can't I? Oh yeah, I gotta hold L1. Okay, there we go. Once you get into it, it alleviates it, but I think it's that just transition from mouse and keyboard having options to here's this. So again, it's it's a simple game. You're walking around and it's basically go find mother. She talks to you. Afternoon.
Yep.
Go find mother. She talks to you. Evening. Go to bed. Wake up next morning. Do it again. So it's very simple gameplay wise, and I think that suits it well because it is kind of just that text adventure style game where it's just we're putting some environments, we're putting some models into something that very easily could have been text based.
Yeah,
because the story is that strong. Not as a knock at it, but the story, the world building, the dialogue, and this is so strong that we could have done this text based, and the rest of this is just window dressing to make that feel even better.
Yeah, it's a cool game. I'm really happy you liked it. Yeah,
the amount that it's one of those things where the amount that you talked this up, I literally went in like, I'll play it. I know it's not gonna be as good as Doug said it was. He made me record like 30 minutes on these games. Like, there's no way it's gonna be that good, and it is that good.
Awesome. That's
good.
So great.
So,
that's cool.
It's on everything now. So I use the excuse of PC. No more excuses. Go try it.
Yeah.
But we are Workforce Gaming. Try to have new videos up every Monday. Leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you again soon.
Bye.